Welcome to the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. I'm Lauren Hill, and I'm joined here with Ken Oda and Edward Nieman, and we are getting you ready for tonight's match in Bismarck, North Dakota, against the Bismarck Bobcats. So last time we played this team, it was a wild 3-2 win. We won in shootout, literally giving them their first loss of the season just in general. They so far now just have 2 losses. This is our first time traveling down to Bismarck this year. As me and Edward both have not been there, what should we expect, Ken?
Thanksgiving Eve is always a big crowd for them. It's a hostile place. It's a very long pregame introduction, so be ready to stand for a bit there. I think they do that to get the visiting team off balance a little bit. They wait to start their intros until the visiting team takes the ice. So right from the start, it's a hostile environment. It's a tough place to play. And the biggest thing, I think, when the Toros have had success down there, they weather the storm the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game. After they were out there standing on the blue line waiting forever to get the game going, the Bobcats like to jump on you. So that'll be the biggest thing for the Toros tonight.
All right, well, talking about that, let's talk about last Saturday's win against the Mallards.
Yeah, Lauren, Toros make some nice adjustments coming off a Friday OT win to a dominant 6-5 victory, or 6-1 victory on Saturday night. It was Leo Cebulis, Ken, that got the scoring started, continuing a very hot trend for him in these last couple of games.
Yeah, goals in 3 in a row for Cebulis, and I really think that's going to be a huge key for the Toros. Getting a third line going will make them hard to stop. It
was Jesse Uhal in the second period to give the Toros the 2-0 lead, his 10th of the year. Assists on that one coming from Batten and O'Hannison. Toros continue the scoring. It was Ian Spencer with 2 back-to-back goals within about a 20-second span. Good for Spencer's 10th and 11th on the year. And then right before the second period concluded, John Small with his 11th on the year. So the Toros play a really solid first 2 periods to gain a big advantage on this Mallards team, which boded well for them as the game went on into that third period.
Yeah, we see that small goal right there. That came just before the horn. He actually had put the puck in the net at the end of the first period as well, but it was about 2 seconds after the period had expired. He made the one in the second period count.
Mallards did get one back, courtesy of Dakota Bailey. Toros, though, respond. Adam Mahler makes it 6-1 as the Toros get the victory. Mazenko making 23 of 24 saves for the Toros, his 4th win in 6 total starts.
Yeah, Mazenko hasn't had a ton of activity, but with the exception of 1 bad start in North Iowa, he's looked good.
He has. So talking about that, now let's turn our attention back to tonight's game in Bismarck with a look at our updated Noodles numbers, brought to you by Noodles & Company of Minot. So currently, with that sweep last weekend, Minot stands at 13-5-1 as we are 3rd in the Central Division, as Bismarck is at the top with 19-1-1.
Yeah, head-to-head, Toros 1-1-0 against these guys. Bismarck's 1-0, but it's probably the only team that really we see the numbers kind of line up, right? Toros and Bobcats almost identical goals per game. Both teams allowing less than 2 goals a game. Bismarck all the way down at 1.43. Power play significantly better for the Toros. Penalty kill about even, but the Toros a little bit ahead. Overall, Noodles' numbers point to what should be a pretty close game down in Bizzo.
Yeah, again, I think the one thing about Bismarck is, the Toros in the last couple of games, you look at goals against per game, very few teams have the under 2 goals against, so the Toros and Bobcats, as you mentioned, line up in that department. And big thanks to good goaltending both ways for these 2 teams.
Yeah, I think something else to point out, too, I tend to point this out, but the penalty minutes, again, we tend to have obviously less than a lot of teams in just the league in general, but Bismarck literally has double the amount that we have. So I think that'll be an interesting game, as well as the fact of how the game ended, or the most recent game we played against them in October, how that ended. I think tonight will be a very, very interesting game. And that will bring us, we'll be back with more of the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show after a quick word from our partners.
Four Bears Casino now has Vegas-style sports betting at our on-site sportsbook. Place bets with our staff or at the self-serve kiosks and watch the action in comfort right up to the final moment.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs.
A minute left on the clock. And down the stretch
He's
they
at the 30, the 20.
From way down, T.
Could go all the way.
Back, and gone.
No matter how you play it, it's game time. Sportsbook at Four Bears Casino and Lodge, 4 miles west of Newtown.
Circle Sanitation is a locally owned family business providing quality waste hauling services since 1980. We provide service to residential and commercial customers, as well as roll-off service for large projects and construction sites. We are dedicated to providing excellent service at competitive prices without deceptive contracts or hidden fees. For more on what Circle Sanitation can do for you, call us or visit circlesanitation.com.
Welcome back to the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. It's time to look at our Minotaurs Booster Club players to watch. Ken, who's your player?
I'm going Landon Fleming. Former Bobcat returns to the VFW after being traded twice, first to Oklahoma where he played all of last year and the start of this year, and then getting traded up here to the right side of the rivalry. So Fleming makes his return to Bismarck. I expect him to have a little bit of revenge in his heart as he goes down there.
Yeah, Ken, I'm going to go with Leo Tabulis, a guy who is, as we mentioned before, 3 goals in the last 3 games for the Toros, 5 goals and 2 assists on the year. Was the guy to get the scoring started on Saturday night. I think the start's going to be important for the Toros on a game where I think, as we've touched on, typically is a pretty hostile environment. So I expect him to maybe continue that hot streak into tonight.
And I'm going to go with, to say he's heating up is definitely an understatement. Ian Spencer, he scored literally twice within 20 seconds last Saturday, just on last Saturday. And the last time that we played Bismarck, he definitely had a outstanding performance. And I honestly think that he can back it up again and do what he did yet again against Bismarck. So that will bring us to our home key group keys to the game. Ken, what are your keys to tonight's game?
Keys to tonight's game, same as the keys for a good Thanksgiving, I think, here. Start out with no tryptophan, right? Toros need to play 60 minutes. They can't get away with falling asleep like they did on Friday night against the Mallards, letting them back into the game. The Bobcats a much better team than the Mallards. If the Toros take even a shift or 2 off, they're probably going to pay. Second key, a good casserole. The lines and combo D pairs need to make each other better. Just like a casserole, the whole is better than the sum of the parts. Like who likes just plain green beans or plain fried onions, but you throw it all together. It
makes a yummy casserole.
Exactly. And the final one, no family drama. We've seen it this year. The refs can be like your drunk uncle who won't shut up, or they can be like that cousin who disappears in the basement for a few hours every holiday. So either way, don't let them ruin the day. If they're calling everything, got to play good on special teams. If they're calling nothing, you can't get frustrated by the fact that penalties aren't getting called. You got to just keep playing your game. So yeah, those are your home key group keys to the game with a little bit of a Thanksgiving twist.
Ken, I think that's my favorite keys you've ever had. Those are awesome. All right, we'll be back with more of the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show after this commercial break.
Hi, I'd like to add my new motorcycle to my insurance policy, please.
Greetings. Is it a moped or unicycle?
No, it's a motorcycle.
Unicycling enhances core body strength.
No, it's a motorcycle. It has 2 wheels, a seat, handlebars.
Does it have rocket boosters?
Can I speak to a live agent?
Impossible. All agents have been neutralized.
At Farmers Union Insurance, technology is important, and so is finding the best options for our clients, person to person. Farmers Union Insurance. Local agents, more options, great rates.
When facing disaster, it's not just the things we lose, but the memories. But there's hope. ServPro, with decades of experience in Minot and Bismarck, is always ready. Our certified professionals don't just restore homes, they rebuild lives. Because to us, you're not just a client, you're family.
We often think of frontiers as pages in a history book, a time gone by. But even in this modern world, there are new frontiers to conquer. Whether you're tending the land to grow a better tomorrow or growing a business for new opportunities, the work you do powers the world. Exploring the frontier means stepping forward, shaping the future for yourself and for those around you. First International Bank and Trust, helping you live first, one step at a time.
Minotaurs fans, it's time to take out your phones and pull up the Taros mobile app for your chance to win prizes during tonight's game. So our first one is the 4 Bears Sportsbook over-unders. We're starting with total Taros first period goals. Are we going over under 0.5?
I'm going to take the over on this one. As I mentioned, I think the start to this game is going to be very important for the Toros, especially, like Ken said, the first 5 to 10 minutes of this one. So if the Toros want to get out of here with a win, I think a first period goal would definitely do them well.
I'm going to take the under. I don't think the Toros give up anything in the first period either. I just have a feel these are two teams that give up less than 2 goals a game. Last game we played them, it was 3-2, but the third goal was the shootout winner, right? So I'm expecting a low-scoring game. I'm expecting, 2 good goaltenders to keep this at zeros through the first period.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the under as well. Basically, Ken took my points, but the last time we were here in the Mesa Arena and they played, it was just very, it was just, the scoring just wasn't happening until it was, and it just all happened at once, and I think that the first period of this game is going to be very tight. So I'm going to go with under. Our second one is total Toros shots on goal, over under 27.5.
I'm going to go over here. I don't think it'll be over by a lot, but I think anytime you're playing a good goaltender, you want to throw as much as you can at him. I think that'll be the Toros' strategy tonight. Shoot from everywhere, shoot from tough angles, shoot from distance, and try and hammer home some rebounds. So I think they'll go over. Again, 2 good defensive teams, though, so the under wouldn't shock me either.
Yeah, because of that, I am going to go under. Again, watching these teams play each other, granted, we've only seen them play 2 times so far this year, but they have been very nail-biting games, so I'm going to go under. I think the Bobcats and the Minotaurs keep this game very, very close.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over on this one. You mentioned it, Ken. I think, if the Toros want to get out of here with a win, it definitely would do them well just to put as many shots on net as possible. I think second chance opportunities were definitely a big point of emphasis as well coming off the series against the Mallards. So I'm going to take the over.
All right, and our last one is total combined goals scored, over under 5.5. Like I said with the first 2, I think this game is going to be a nail-biter. It's going to be close. I'm going under.
I'm going to go under as well, Ken. You talked about the good goaltending. I think that trend continues into tonight.
And we'll make it a clean sweep. I'll go under as well. I have a feeling a low-scoring game here before Thanksgiving. And that'll bring us to our McDonald's Toros trivia question. What is the Toros' record on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving? Your answer or possible answers: 4-4-2, 6-7-0, 9-4-1, 5-2-1. Any guesses?
I'm going to go just because I believe that the spirit and the holiday is within everybody, that they're excited for Turkey Day, all the things. I'm going to go 9-4-1.
Okay. I'm going to take 4-4-2. I think the 2 teams have been very competitive over the last couple of years. Obviously, Bismarck back in the day had quite a few good teams. Toros have had their fair share of good teams as well, especially against Bismarck. So I'm going to take 4-4-2, a pretty even series so far.
I will say there were a couple of years that Aberdeen was actually the opponent on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving as well. Another rivalry matchup, and there have been a couple of years where we haven't played. So let that maybe influence your guesses as well.
All right. Well, Ken and Edward, do you have any final thoughts on tonight's matchup before we drop the puck?
Well, I think I'm excited for this one, especially after seeing the series last time in our building. Of course, that Saturday night game, I think, left me wanting to see more, and I'm excited to get down there and see their environment and see what's in store for another installment of this rivalry.
Yeah, always fun when you get these 2 teams together in either building. I'm looking forward to getting another taste of the rivalry down in Bismarck, especially with as well as the Bobcats are playing. I think it's even more fun when you can beat them in their building. So hopefully, it gives us a little something extra to be thankful for heading into tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited to head down there and see Bismarck for the first time. And that will do it for the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. We'll send you out for one more break, and then Edward will be back with the drop of the puck right here on the Minotauros Network.